Hey guys, and welcome back to our 5th episode of Tide Talks. I can't believe we're at number 5 already.
Number 5 already.
I know. On today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about websites and, as Tommy likes to call them, your digital shopfront. So we're going to look into kind of SEO, Google Ads, and kind of the importance of making sure your website is the prime area, because that is where your customers will be going.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. And I know a lot of the time we're going to be talking about ways to gain attention through the stuff that we've talked about before. Today's all about traffic.
Yeah.
It's about what happens after somebody notices your content or thinks, actually, what I could do with is this product or that service, and then goes to their device to go and find it. Once they do that, they're en route to your website. So we're going to make sure that you've got everything you need to convert that person into a customer.
What would you say are the two kind of main reasons as to why people would visit your digital shopfront? You know, how would they get there in the first place?
Yeah, how would they get there? So there's two kind of ways this works psychologically. Either somebody is looking for an answer, so they'll go to a search engine and find it, in which then you have two ways that you, as a business, will show up. You've got your organic ranking, which we'll talk about today, and then you've got ad placements, search ads, which we'll also talk about today. But it also is important to understand that there is another way into the digital shopfront, and that is almost like by chance. Somebody could just be going about their everyday lives, and then they see an ad, a social ad, or they see some social content, or they are reading an article, and then boom, they click the link and they arrive at the digital shopfront. So like all digital marketing, you can draw comparisons to like traditional marketing. I like to think of websites as somebody's counter.
Yeah.
So the person's walked into the shop and they're there, they're inside, they're experiencing it, they're seeing everything inside, the products hanging on the shelves, all of it. But a website is just a digital version of that. Yeah, so those are the ways in, and there's a few things to know about that. So yeah, where should we go?
So I think before we actually go on to those things, I think it'd be interesting to kind of discuss what are the key features that, you know, a business should actually have on their website to kind of make sure that a customer stays on the website. You know, you don't want someone to click on there, be like, oh, this is rubbish, and click straight off.
Yeah, it's a great point. It is a great point, and it's often overlooked. Again, going back to that traditional example of a shop, if somebody walked into your shop and you really cared about customer service and you were really looking to sell products and services and help people, you would always want to establish whether that person was here to buy something. If they weren't, then you wouldn't want that person to disappear into the ether and never be seen again or helped again by you. So a website should look at ways that they can, this is nothing new, people have been talking about this for a long time, but have opt-ins where people can give up some form of contact information in order then to be helped further. Notice the choice of words there though. They give up some contact information in order to be helped further. Not to be pestered, not to be harassed, not to be sold at every single day, every single minute of the day, but to be helped. Because just like when you walk in to buy a pair of shoes, if you're not quite ready yet because you've got to shop around a bit, or you've got to go and find out what size you are, you don't want to then have a risk of that customer getting distracted when they walk down the street and go into a different shoe shop.
Exactly, yeah.
When you are the ones that could help them, truly. So yeah, that's really important. And I think the sooner we kind of look at it like that, the sooner we can respect that view on the website is a person.
Yeah.
And we can follow up with that person if we're smart about it.
No, exactly. And I think some other key things that, you know, really need to be on your website is obviously the structure. That's such an important thing, and you need to have, you know, really great navigation, because if people can't find what they're looking for, they're not going to stay.
Yeah, and there's bad implications to that too.
Exactly.
Which are like chicken and egg, because if that happens, then you get sort of marked down on something we're going to talk about in a minute, which is SEO, which then makes it harder for you to get seen by the next person.
Exactly.
So it all counts, positive experiences.
Yes. So on that note, let's move on to SEO.
Let's flip it. There we go.
So in terms of what SEO is, it stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it's basically about getting your website, you know, ranking high on different search engines, you know, such as Google. So why should a business use SEO?
Well, it's like that whole oak tree analogy. The best time to plant one was 20 years ago. Second best time to do it is now. It takes time for your ranking to go up. So bear that in mind. It's something you should be paying attention to. So why should a business do it now? Well, when someone is looking for answers that you can help with through your products and your services. And they go to a search engine and they see those listings. If you're not there on that first page or that second page, and you're not being competitive for that traffic, then the cold hard truth of it is that that person is going to do business with one of your competition. So as much as I'm trying not to be kind of negative here, if you're not doing it, then you're not doing yourself any favors at all and kind of suggesting that you don't want any new customers coming through the internet, which is mostly where people do their shopping around now anyway.
Yeah.
So it kind of is a must do. It does impact through just your natural stuff that you're doing. If you've got a website, you've got some social media, maybe like the local paper did an article on you back in 2015. Like that stuff's going to get picked up on, but the companies that are actually doing search engine optimization behind the scenes are the ones that are going to rank higher. Simple as that. Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I think it's really important to actually dedicate resources to it. Have an agency help out because, as you said, SEO isn't just a one-off thing. You do it and it's done. It continues forever and ever. Your keywords have to be changed all the time. You have to, look at backlinks. So there's so many different elements, and I think it's important for companies to know that SEO is a lot bigger than they may realise sometimes.
Yes, it is.
There's no point in having a website out there if no one's going to find it.
Yes.
So I think, it's so important for businesses to invest in kind of that area to really, become more well-known online.
Exactly. Yeah. Grow revenue. Google Ads.
So this is something you do probably on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Could you kind of tell everyone a little bit about, what they are, how they work?
Yeah, so when you're searching for something on Google, there's that first part of the result, which are ultimately paid placements. And a company can have their website and their chosen words show up there when people search for certain things. So if I was looking for, say, computer mouse, for example, there are certain search terms that a person would put into that flashing cursor box, and you could bid on those placements. And then when people click through to your site, you are basically shortcutting that whole SEO process that we just talked about by having yours rank up there. Now, it does cost you money, of course, but if there is a return on investment because your site is good and your sales process is good, people come through and start buying these things, then it becomes a case of just bidding on something for X, having the sale come in for Y, and then making a profit of Z. And so it can be a real tight way of growing your revenue and your profit. And it's hard sometimes, like you said, SEO takes a long time. So it's worth having a little bit of a dabble on Google Ads as well, to make sure that you are showing up if your organic ranking isn't as strong as it could be.
So I think kind of summarising on that, what are the top 5 benefits for a business to use Google Ads? Because a lot of people don't, I personally am more into organic social. So naturally I wouldn't go, oh yes, need Google Ads. But, as you said, they can be so important for really getting more views onto your website. So kind of summarise just a few key points, why should a business be investing in Google Ads?
Okay, so they're ready to buy. They're ready to buy. Like, there's no legwork going in. They've got their credit cards out and they want something. They're going to buy it from someone. Point 2 is, if they don't buy it from you, they'll buy it from your competitors, which in the long run is going to eat away at your market share. They're going to get more of it than you are. I don't want to be scarcity here, but it's just what's happening out there. 3, it's very easy to track and measure. Very easy to track and measure your ROI, how much it's costing for traffic, and how much return you're getting on your investment that you put into it. Number 4 is quite literally a traffic shop. Think of it as, if you're going to use an agency like us to do Google Ads, you're going to go and buy some traffic by the thousands. Now, if you look at it that way and you think, well, if we've already got 100 or so people coming in every day or every week, every month, if we just multiply that by 10, pay for some more traffic, relevant traffic, then all of our sales conversions should just scale as well. And number 5 would be, when it works, scale it, throw more budget at it, because that means that you've got something that's working. It won't always work, but it's working now. And so being able to look at it daily, which is what we would do for a client, is really important.
I think that's summarised it really nicely. And I think these conversations have kind of shown how organically you can get reach to your website by working on things like SEO, but then you can also, use paid tools to actually increase the reach as well. So I think they both kind of work hand in hand as 2 really good features to,
They do.
businesses should be using them. So.
They do. A lot of our clients come for the double whammy, SEO and Google Ads, because at some point you want to turn the Google ads off, save on the ad spend. Once your ranking's higher, you might not need to pay for the placements, you know, so they do go hand in hand, they do. And ultimately they will only work if your sales process is your, you know, your shop front is ready to take people's business, people's money. If it's not optimized, if it's not clear on what they should do next, if it's clunky, if it loads slow, people are going to back out and you're going to waste your money.
Yeah.
So that's very important. But we help with that too, which I think is where we're going next.
Yes, we are.
We do help from a strategic point of view with this. So we wouldn't just take on any website with SEO and Google ads. We would make sure that we had confidence in the online shop front, and we can provide advice and consultation on how to improve that too. In fact, we often go there first before we start throwing traffic their way, because obviously we want it to work. But what else did you want to talk about in terms of what we can do?
Well, I think it was just, important to touch upon kind of the service we like to offer is a personal one. You know, we're not just going to be an agency who will just say, right, we'll take that website on, do it, done. We actually take our time to really kind of see, you know, what you want, make the website, you know, how you envision it. You might have some competitors you want us to look at, and we'll try and make it, you know, one step better. So I think, it's just important to kind of know that we will always be there to support you on a really personal level, which is something we really pride ourselves on here at Tide 55.
It's very important. You know, there are always going to be cheaper options, but those cheaper options, you get what you pay for. And I think having that trusted person, we're all working here in the office, you know, having that person there that you can talk to and ask questions and knows, you know, what's going on is really valuable and important this day and age. But also I would say, you know, from our point of view, if there's anything that we can do along your journey, you know, no matter where you are on the journey, if you're just starting out or you've got a multi-million-pound business, there are ways that we can help you. So don't hesitate to come forward and ask. Or even if you've got a question for us on our YouTube and podcast, just let us know.
Yeah, well, I think that's a really great place to end. It's been a nice, quick podcast today, but as we said, we like to speak about loads of different topics. Always get in touch, you know, if you've got any questions, if you've got anything you want us to speak about, and we're happy to do so. Yeah,
and look, we had a lot of, in like comparison, we had a fair amount of views on our last episode, but you're all watching, but you're not subscribing, so make sure you do subscribe. If you've watched 2 of our videos, you're probably going to enjoy a few more, so make sure you do click that button, and also it helps us as well get this message out to more people. Yeah, so thanks Emily, thanks for watching at home, and let us know how we can help you.
Thanks guys.